You know, how to, what I call, transform your reality. You know, we all go through situations and circumstances in life, things that are difficult, things that we want to do. We have goals and stuff that we want to reach. And what I want to talk to you about is how you bring that from your dream to bring it into your real life, so you can really have it and walk in it and do things that you want to do. Anybody have any specific dreams and goals, things they want to do in their life? What you want to do?
I want to own a club.
You want to own a club? Okay. Have you started looking into things that you need to do to be able to make that happen?
I was looking at like other clubs and how they got off.
Okay. So give me some examples.
Like Magic City.
Okay.
I think I might got confused. It was a black entrepreneur who started it.
Okay.
They just spent.
But when you think about what you would need to do to actually make that happen, have you started looking at it though? You can look at examples, but one of the most important things is when you want to do something, you have to start now. Because as long as you're thinking about it, it's just a thought, right? You have to put action towards it. So the information is out there. Like you said, you can look up other entrepreneurs, you can look up what other people have done, but until you actually start taking the steps to make that dream become a reality, it's just a dream, right? So it's 3 levels of knowledge, right? And knowledge is what gives you power. Knowledge is what gives you the ability and the opportunity to be able to do something, right? So that's the first level of knowledge. The second level of knowledge is the application of it. So right now, you're in the first level. You're in the learning stage. So you need to be learning and figuring out what you need to do to be able to make those things happen. Anything that you want to do, now is the time to be doing your research. You know, looking at the market, looking at clubs that have been successful, looking at stuff that has not been successful. So that way, when you get to your turn, then you have a better idea of what to do, right? Anything else? Any other dreams, goals people have? What you got?
I want to be an actor.
You want to be an actor? Have you started working on it yet?
I just need to get my headshots and then wait for an opportunity.
Okay. So do you practice at all?
All the time.
Okay. What kind of things do you do to practice?
Okay. Well, my parents will pick a movie and then we'll watch the movie and then they'll pick out a scene and then I have to act that scene out as a certain character.
Okay. Do they have any drama programs or anything like this at your school or anything?
But I take acting classes outside of school.
Okay, and that's good. See, that's the key. Is he started putting application to what it is that he wants to do. Anybody else? All right. All right. So some of the principles of transforming your reality is the way you think, right? The way you speak, how you see yourself, and then what you do, right? So my man here, they've already started thinking about what they want to do. So the ball is already rolling, right? How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a success? Do you see yourself as a failure? Because a lot of times, what you think of yourself and how you see yourself is what ends up becoming your reality, right? Anybody in here have struggled with taking tests, right? One of the biggest problems with people that struggle with taking tests is the fact that they call themselves a bad test taker. I used to do the same thing. I would say, man, I'm a terrible test taker, which would bring up all kind of nervousness and anxiety when I got ready to take the test. But then when I changed my mindset and I said to myself, okay, I can remember anything I want to remember. I remember songs. I remember when I played sports, I remember all the plays. So there's no deficiency in my memory. I can remember things. I'm just getting nervous about the test, right? So I had to change the way I think to say, okay, I have a good memory. I can remember this stuff. And then from there, you put in the work to be able to do what you need to do. And then once your mindset is changed, then you can accomplish it. So I went from struggling on tests to being able to be in the financial industry where I had to take some of the toughest tests to be able to get my investments license. The Series 7 examination is one of the most difficult examinations in the financial industry. And I was able to pass that test. 250 questions, 6-hour exam, all about finance and law, right? So I was able to accomplish that because I changed my mindset. No matter how much I struggled on tests before, when I changed my mindset and focused my mindset on doing the work, it's like, okay, if I study it, I'm going to remember. That was my mindset. I got it in my head. I put in the work, and then I was able to accomplish my goal. So many people tried to discourage me from doing it because they told me how difficult it was. Somebody that had been through it before, people would have tried to discourage you, saying, oh, well, you know this test is hard. I had to take it like 3 times. And you know, that fear comes up. You have a little bit of anxiety. But you got to understand that no matter what anybody else's experience was, your success and your failure is up to you. And once you get in your mind what you want to do, make up your mind with a definitive purpose, identify exactly what you want to do, right? Then you have to establish a plan, execute that plan, and you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish in life, right? Now, the way you speak is also important, right? Because a lot of times, just like I said, when you're thinking you're a bad test taker or something like that, you also verbalize it, right? And one of the principles I live by is that you will have what you say, right? So even if you're going through something, even if something bad may be your reality right now, you have to think, see, and speak beyond it. So I stopped telling people that I was bad test takers. Whenever I came to a chance where I had to take a test, or you know, whenever, let's say for example, if I was having a financial issue or something like that, I stopped verbalizing it. I got my mind on something positive, focused on what I wanted my new reality to be, and that's all you stick with, right? Don't surround yourself with people that are negative, and don't participate in any negative conversation, especially when you want to do something that's positive. Because when you start thinking negative, when you start talking negative, you will end up getting negative results, right? Anybody have any examples where they've experienced those types, anything like that? Where you, like say for example, you were struggling with a test, right? You knew you were studying, you put in the work, you studied, but in your mind you said, man, I'm a bad test taker. I struggle with taking tests. And then even though you studied, you didn't get the grade that you wanted. You had that experience, right? So what I want you to do at this point going forward is change that mindset. Because if you know you're putting in the work, do you like music? You can remember the lyrics to your favorite song, right?
Yes.
So you can remember material. No matter what the subject is, you have to let yourself know that I'm not a bad test taker. I may get nervous, but I'm smart enough, I know the material, I can do it. Make that your thought process and continue to put in the work and test yourself before the test. Don't just wait till you get to the test to start testing yourself. Make it a practice. Do whatever you need to do, put in the work to be able to remember what you need to remember. One of the things I used to do, because I love music, so I can remember lyrics to the song. So when it came to certain material, I would when I would read it and learn it, I would make it rhythmic. So I have that song flow in my head, and that way it's easier for me to remember. So you got to figure out how you can learn. What's the easiest way for you to learn and be able to apply those types of principles to help you get through stuff like that. So